In my new job as district attorney, I go to a lot of events. Too many events. But I have such a soft spot for this one. It's my very favorite one here in the Napa Valley. Year after year, I get to see our new recipients and their very proud families, and I love that part of it. And I get to see and thank the familiar faces as so many of you return to celebrate the accomplishments of our students in the past and the hope that is our future, and I love that part of it. And I get to see our former award recipients, our alumni, and I love that part. Some of you have families of your own now. Some are still in school. Some are flourishing, and some still need a little bit of support, and that's okay. And I love that part. I love seeing all of our former students. And I kind of love that we don't serve wine. I mean, you can go to the bar and get something, but I sort of love that this is a dry event. As a DA, I approve of how we're all going to drive home tonight. But I love how we deliberately choose to support anyone who might find a dry event supportive of their sobriety. I love that Warren is here every year making sure that I'm speaking close enough to the microphone that he can hear me. I hope I'm doing okay. I love that part. I just love this evening. I look forward to it every year. And thank you to each of you for coming a night out of your calendar. I have been on the board of If Given a Chance for over a decade, and I have been asked over the years why If Given, out of all of the amazing nonprofits that are grown in our community, and don't get me wrong, there are many. We are extraordinarily blessed by that here in Napa. We do have a lot, but what is so special about If Given? And my answer to that is not always easy to give. If it's someone I don't know well, or I don't feel much like getting into it, I'll answer this. I'll say, well, If Given celebrates the resiliency of Napa County's youth who have overcome tremendous odds and supports their efforts. I had some tough things happen to me when I was a kid, and so the mission of If Given, it resonates with me. And all of that is true. It's shallow. It's my shallow answer. But it's true, it's the truth. Like many of us here in this room, some of us talk about those things and some of us don't. I did have hard things happen to me when I was a kid. I was the child of a California prison inmate. I was homeless with my mother for almost 5 years. I lived with family members who suffered from crippling mental illnesses and addictions. And when I say addictions, I mean all the addictions. Alcohol and street drugs, tobacco, prescription pills, opioids, vaping, nose sniffers. I didn't even know you could be addicted to nose sniffers. And mental illnesses like depression, anxiety, agoraphobia, substance abuse, and eating disorders that eventually took the life of my eldest sister. My growing up, there was a lot of hospital rooms in my childhood, a lot of jail visits, a lot of rehab facilities, a lot of Christmas dinners that came out of a vending machine, a lot of jugs of Chablis on the same shelf where the jugs of milk were. My daughter, when we were getting ready tonight, asked me what I was going to talk about, and I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about Mommy's growing up. And she said, will you tell them about how you didn't talk? I had selective mutism until I was 7. And like a lot of children who have childhoods and adolescence that are unstable and unpredictable and just filled with a lot of drama, I became not a problem. Some of you know what that means. See, I didn't get in trouble in school, I didn't get arrested, I didn't cut class, I got straight A's, always. I was a National Merit Scholar. I worked my way through schools, stringing together academic scholarships and Pell Grants. I earned a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a law degree, all before I was 27 years old. I was 3rd in my class in law school, and that still bothers me to this day. My mother had so many problems that I was determined that I was not a problem. I was good, I was quiet, very quiet for the first 7 years. I was the perfect child. See, the real reason that I'm on the board, the real reason that I'm here is because I know that the effects of a childhood like mine and the very unique circumstances of each of our recipients this year and years prior, they are felt for a very long time. Some of, if given a chance's family, survived cancer and other illnesses. Some have stories of immigration to the United States that are both terrifying and inspiring. Some fought their way back from their own addictions. Some of them told us stories of how they lost loved ones in their life. Some had babies before they were ready or before they were willing. Some came to this event or in events prior with their probation officer. Some of them came with their surrogate parents. Some tell us about their suicide attempts. Some tell us about the kind of bullying that they suffered because they identify as LGBTQ. See, it's not only hard to navigate the traumatic experiences when they're happening, it can be hard to assimilate into college life and beyond when those traumas are supposedly over. And frankly, those of us who have had experiences like that, well, we could use a little more support, a larger family to grow into, and a gentle acknowledgement that even at 45 years old, I am not the person I would have been had I not experienced those traumatic things in my childhood. I'm not worse, I'm not ruined, but I am different than I would have been, and so are our students. Yes, I want there to be a financial safety net for our recipients, but really I want there to be someone for our recipients to call if they are concerned about their own mental health, if they have questions about how to take out a loan to buy a vehicle, or how to navigate a new relationship, all these things that other people just seem to know, but I didn't when I became an adult. See, maintaining my not a problem status in my family, I developed crippling anxiety. I suffer with it to this day. If I don't do things perfectly, I have a hard time eating or sleeping or obsessively berating myself. I developed eating disorders in my 20s. I still suffer from terrible insomnia. It's a good thing I didn't choose a stressful job for myself. See, you laugh. But children of trauma are often attracted to high-stress jobs. It is the soundtrack of what we grew up with, that kind of pressure. Talk to our alumni here tonight and ask them about their jobs. We have a police officer, a probation officer, the district attorney, the head of infectious prevention at the Queen. Do you think that all of that is just a coincidence? I still get a tiny surge of adrenaline when someone knocks on my door because I think the cops are there. And when you're the DA, sometimes that's true. I lost a sister to anorexia when I was 40 because remember, our siblings many times traveled similar traumatic paths. My husband doesn't know I'm going to talk about this, but I was irritated with him last week because I told him our house is filled with too much stuff. It dawned on me that my concern was that I was worried that if we had to leave in the middle of the night, where were we going to put this new ping pong table? I'm a child of trauma. I immediately think of the catastrophe. I immediately think it's all going to crumble around me, even now, even in my privileged life. See, I'm on the board of If Given a Chance because while kids can be resilient and overcome obstacles, it helps, it just helps, when there is someone around who not only had some trouble growing up, but knows that being 20 and 30 and 40 and beyond have their own unique challenges. That being part of the If Given family lends the support to the adults, the fully functioning adults you are going to become. To our recipients tonight, welcome to your new chosen family. I want to tell each of you that you were deliberately chosen to be here. I'm on the selection committee. Our committee is made up of men and women who review the submission packets. We saw two things in you, in each one of you. A breathtaking resilience to overcome obstacles, that's number one, And number 2, our belief that you are ready, and that you're ready now. You're ready for the next step, for the work, for the commitment. You are ready to be successful in this new chapter of your life. And we ask one thing of you, that when you're 45 years old, like me, when you come through to the other side of your life, and you are in a position like I am to help the next generation of kids who struggled like you did, that you do it. Maybe it's here in Napa with If Given a Chance, or maybe you move to Boston or Brazil. We don't care. Wherever you find yourself, remember where you came from. You remember the nerves that you had tonight, and you find opportunities throughout your life and career to find kids like you and give them your time. People did that for me. We are all doing that for you, and you need to do it when we are too old and too tired. I want to say a word to your families. For many of you, it's been a long road to this evening. For many of you, you know that the obstacles that were put in path of the student here tonight whom you love. And you know something else. You know that the selection committee, we got it right. That your student is capable and strong and ready, that we saw in them what you already know, that they are extraordinary, and they are the best thing that's produced out of the Napa Valley. Thank you to those families that are here to celebrate and support our recipients. And finally, to the rest of you for whom the celebration of our new recipients means so much to you that you clear out a night during this busy time of the year. Your commitment to If Given a Chance matters. We are not a nationwide organization. We are not going to take over the Bay Area. We work with individual students that were grown in our neighborhoods to cultivate the next generation of compassionate and irrepressible leaders, one by one by one. On behalf of If Given a Chance, thank you to everyone who's here tonight.